So all of a sudden, about like a week ago, there were all these. I went on YouTube and there were all these mukbangs, and it's basically just people sitting and talking unedited while they're eating something banging. So I thought, ooh, an unedited video while I'm eating. This sounds right up my alley. I really want to record one because I need to complain about. There was an episode of Greys Anatomy that was kind of about multiple sclerosis recently that really pissed me off, and I've been meaning to talk about it a little bit because you guys know I have multiple sclerosis. It's something I deal with daily, and it's just really upsetting to me because multiple sclerosis just isn't really talked about a lot. So, when multiple sclerosis actually does get screen time on a show like Grey's Anatomy, which is about, doctors taking care of people, and they misrepresent it, I was so pissed. And I've been kind of mad at Grey's Anatomy in general just because the plot line lately has been like, I won't get too into it, but basically, I've just been. Alright, so I think it was like 2 weeks ago, the episode was about this guy with MS. He goes to Gray Sloan Memorial because he's a famous musician. He plays the guitar, and he has multiple sclerosis, and he's been having hand tremors. He was having a relapse that was making his hand shake, and he was unable to play the guitar. And what they did for him was they gave him. See, when this first came on, I was excited because I was like, "Oh, good! I'm glad this is getting some attention because I have hand tremors, and even though it sounds like such a small thing, it's the type of thing you can't really do much for it, and it ruins my life almost daily because I'll drop things, expensive things, break things. I've ruined a computer of mine that was perfectly good because I had a tremor, spilled a whole cup of coffee on my laptop, and just things like that. Dropping things at work that are expensive, and yeah. So, and I just have to deal with it. It's just a part of this annoyingly annoying disease that there's no cure for. And generally, the best thing that you can do with MS is try to manage your symptoms and maybe take a disease modifying drug that usually has terrible side effects. It's usually an injection or something. And then you can take it and then cross your fingers for a year and hope that it's helping, that maybe your brain looks better in a year when you have another MRI. And then take other medications to manage symptoms. That's really all you can do with MS currently. And so this guy, he goes to Grace Sloan for his hand tremors, and they're like, "Oh, here, there's this brain surgery that that might help you." So he had this radical surgery, had very little problems from the surgery, and magically he's able to play the guitar again. I'm not even eating. What am I doing? Is it weird to have. This is a huge sweet potato, by the way, and I put peanut butter on it. Is that weird? Maybe? Anyway, ooh, this is gonna be banging. So, yeah, that's about it because I just feel like I'm not sure. MS is one of those things most people know about it, most people know someone with it, but I'm not sure if people realize, it's popular to like go on MS walks or like wear an MS ribbon or whatever, but I'm not sure if people realize. Make no mistake, it's a terrible disease for which there's no cure, and generally, when you're diagnosed with it, your prognosis is not that good because what it does is slowly get worse over time. So it's like really annoying to finally see MS on a show I watch religiously, and it's misrepresented so bad. I'm not saying, I don't even know if that brain surgery is real, if it even exists. I'm aware that it's television, so I shouldn't take these things so seriously. Mm. But they usually have patients on the show that are like trauma patients or like cancer patients, and their prognosis is mixed. The very next episode, they had a kid that was in. Oh, I'm trying not to. I don't know if there's anyone that even watches the show. I'm trying not to give too many spoilers here, but the kid, he um he didn't have that great of a prognosis, and you know what? That so that's the thing with the trauma patients, with the cancer patients. It's always a mixed bag how they're going to turn out. The one time they have an MS guy on, they give him some magic cure that I don't even think exists. And he's patched up, he's fine, he's dating one of the doctors now. And it's just really annoying to me because for a real life person with MS, if they're a guitar player and they start getting tremors, guess what? Their career is over. Their life is over. All of a sudden, they need to reconsider what they do for a living. And that's the reality of multiple sclerosis. That is what it's really like. It's not like, oh, let me show up to the emergency room and they'll give me a magic cure. Forget it. If I try showing up to the emergency room for an MS relapse, this happened to me in 2014, they give me the wrong dose of of steroids to take. It does nothing. I mean, I'm just I understand. I'm finally, don't get me wrong, my head is wrapped around my diagnosis. It's not that. I just don't like the misrepresentation. MS is nothing but a terrible disease for which there's no cure. Period. The end. It's not like and people, most people don't have MS and they don't realize this. And a lot of MS symptoms mm, are invisible, meaning like I'll feel the symptom, but you can't see it because it's not obvious. You know, I'm not limping or anything. So they think they're fine. And when a show like Grey's Anatomy has a patient on like that just perpetuates that misconception, it pisses me off. And I had to call them out on it because, Shonda, you know, look, I love your show. It's just, I really hope that you have an MS patient on soon that you represent honestly, because when they first had that guy on, it was kind of cool because it was like, oh my god, a guitar player with hand tremors. This is I wanted to see on TV somebody kind of going through what I've been going through because for me, my hand tremors do nothing but ruin my life. I mean, I just have to cross my fingers and hope I don't drop anything pretty much when I'm at work. We have these registers that are handheld. They're like little iPods, like the Apple Store. And I've dropped them a few times. We have cases around them. But it's like, uh, it's it's life ruining. I mean, I've had cognitive symptoms that have caused me to make very dumb mistakes at work. These things are not talked about. You know, it just, for the average person who doesn't know anything about MS or know anybody with MS, you think the person's just careless and clumsy. So it would have been nice if they had a patient on and they were honest about MS because this is a character I think they're going to keep around for a while now. And there's no indication whatsoever that he has MS. I mean, he walks around fine, he talks fine, he's not slurring his words, he's not, you never see him stumble, lose his balance, and nothing. He's just all magically cured now that he had this magic surgery. It was like some brain surgery they did while he was still awake. And it's something that is just not, if it even is real, it's something that's not available to the vast majority of people. Huh. So, I really wanted to talk about that. I got that off my chest. I want to make, I guess I'll talk about, it's been over 6 months at this point since I started the starch solution and went, I'm reluctant to call myself vegan because I keep slipping up. Those of you that follow me on Instagram, you saw me Instagram this caramel frappuccino with, I thought it was safe because I used coconut milk, no whip, but no, apparently there's some dairy in the caramel sauce. So, I also haven't really thrown anything out that may not be vegan. I don't know. I guess I should go through my makeup to get rid of stuff that's tested on animals or whatever, but I mean, one would argue I should throw out the makeup anyway because it's old, but I haven't bought anything since I started, or I haven't bought makeup since I started this. So I'm like, kind of vegan? I don't know. I'm doing the best I can for now. And I started eating vegan because I was doing the starch solution, as you guys know, though I've still been having problems with my appetite, so I haven't really been following the starch solution protocol, I guess. Meaning, I've been having more fats, meaning I've added peanut butter to this giant potato because just calories. And I don't think peanut butter is really starch solution. Some oils, I don't know, like I'll have fries. With my stepmom made fries yesterday with some oil, olive oil, and I'll have that. Avocado, I've been eating more of that, stuff like that. Seeds, chia seeds, flax seeds I've been having. So I've still been plant-based. I don't really understand the difference between plant-based and vegan. I feel like vegan is maybe more like a super ethical and maybe plant-based reasons of not eating meat or dairy. And I think maybe plant-based is just referring to the dietary aspect and not necessarily the ethical. I have no idea. If you guys want to school me in the comments, please do. Because when excuse me, this is the type of thing, I would edit that out, but this is a mukbang. Why aren't I eating? But now I lost my train of thought. This is actually another thing that keeps happening to me. I just lose my train of thought. It's like an MS thing, but once again, people just think that you're like on drugs or careless or. Yeah, how come the guy on Grey's Anatomy doesn't randomly lose his train of thought? No, he's just handsome and plays the guitar perfectly. It's infuriating. What was I saying? Yeah, I don't know. So I've just been having problems lately at work because of my cognitive, like I keep making little mistakes that I should catch, and it's very hard for me because it almost makes it seem like I don't care. I actually care very deeply. I care a lot about doing a good job. I like going to work and feeling like I helped the store that day. But when I go to work and make a little mistake that turns into a big problem, I feel like I'm not helping. And that is multiple sclerosis. That is what I wish Shonda showed everybody. It's a terrible disease because of how misunderstood it is. And that episode of Grey's Anatomy did not help. Just saying. I don't know if she wanted to help bring awareness to a misunderstood disease, but she certainly didn't. So, yeah. I'm gonna play this back and I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna remember what I was talking about and I'm gonna say, why don't I finish my thought? Oh yeah, I think I was oh yeah, plant-based versus vegan. That's where I was. If anybody wants to school me, I won't be offended. Look, when I posted that non-vegan frappuccino on Instagram, some of you said, look, I don't mean to vegan police, but that's not vegan. I wasn't mad. You guys can vegan police me as much as you want because honestly, I'm still a noob. I would guess that a caramel frappuccino without or with coconut milk and without whip would be vegan because I don't know no better. So, you guys can let me know as much as you want, please. I will accept it. I'm not going to be mad at you for vegan policing. So, I'm not sure. Oh yeah, the vegan versus plant-based thing. I'm not sure how vegan I am because I'll eat things with sugar in it, and I know sugar is like uh, there's controversy about it because a lot of it is processed through bone char, though there is some sugars like coconut sugar that we know is vegan, and it's this whole thing. I've still been using sugar. Not a lot. I don't have a lot of sugar, but like if I'm looking at something and I'm looking at the ingredients and it says sugar, just sugar, I don't know anything about it. It may have been processed with bone char. It may not be. I don't know. So I don't know. So that's that. Holy cow. Mmm. This is good. My friend got me this potato. Yuritsa got me this because she works at a food store and she saw it and she got it for me. Isn't that nice, Mert? Because I was having a bad day yesterday. Because I heard from my boss about another mistake I made, and I was really frustrated because I honestly really try to do a good job and I do the best I can. I keep making these mistakes. I'm seeing the doctor next month, or my neurologist next month. I'm going to bring it up. But it's also another one of those things. There's not much I can do. I, I'm just like, so I'm feeling annoyed about MS lately. I'm feeling annoyed about the misrepresentation of it. Mm, this is really good. And I guess I'll continue talking about the starch solution is awesome. I mean, I want to scream from the rooftops how awesome it is. And following the starch solution protocol, as Dr. McDougall has it spelled out, when I was following it to the T for the most part, I lost so much weight in 1 month. I think it was almost 10 pounds at one point. And I kind of had to put the brakes on a little bit. I was like, wait, that's a lot to lose in a month. Especially for my size, I'm not. Yeah, maybe back when I was still over 200 pounds or whatever, that would have been awesome. But it was just a lot. So I've added back in some fats like the peanut butter. But I'm still losing weight like crazy. And I feel good though. I probably don't look that great because, well, I'm off today. I already recorded this, but the audio was messed up. I already recorded a mukbang, but I was eating something else. That's annoying. So hopefully the audio works this time. And, I don't know. That's about it. Well, I have so much more to say. Should I get into it now or not? Mainly, I've been feeling, I've been going through, like, mental, there's this whole, or for me, there's this whole psychological aspect to losing weight I've been dealing with. I've realized I've been posting a lot of selfies lately on Instagram, but a lot of it has to do with I see a picture of myself and it helps my brain connect that that's me. Because when I look in the mirror, honestly, I don't see that much difference. But when I see a picture, it's like, oh my God, that's me? So it kind of helps me, because I've never been a size like I am now, ever, in my life. I've always been obese, very obese. So when I see a picture of myself, even if it's just a picture of my face, it just helps me. I don't know, I've just been, I don't know when your brain connects. I don't know how long it takes. But my brain has not connected, and it's hard for me to, I buy things, and I still can't believe that they fit me because the clothes just seem so small, so I assume it's not gonna fit. I just bought a bathing suit at Torrid that's also all over my Instagram. Huh. It's beautiful. And it's the smallest size they carry. No, it's a 0X. They do make a 00, but I think it's only online, or not a lot of things are covered in a 00. But anyway, and when I ordered it online, I took it out of the package, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna have to return this. There's no way it's gonna fit. No, it fits great. In fact, it's a little big on me. And I just can't believe that's me. And I also can't believe that I'm sizing out of Torrid. I'm actually very upset about that because I love Torrid. There's finally a Torrid open in the mall where I work. And yeah, I can't really shop there for much longer. And it's kind of hard because Torrid, Lane Bryant, I mean, these are go-to stores for me. You know, if I need anything, work pants, jeans, shorts, underwear, swimsuits, you know, all general, but I want it to be a good quality, I'll buy it at Torrid. And I kind of just don't know where else to shop. I mean, I have a few other places, you know, like I have, like American Eagle, I like to buy jeans. Um, Soma, I like my bras, but I, I don't have a go-to anymore. And it's just kind of, I'm gonna cling to these 0Xs and 00Xs as long as I can because I just love Torrid so much and I'm upset about not being able to shop there anymore. And that to a person that's like wanting to lose weight, that's probably really annoying to hear. And I can imagine like, oh, poor baby, you're losing too much weight and you don't know what to do with yourself now. That's probably annoying, but that's honestly what I've been dealing with lately. It's like an identity crisis a little bit. I'm gonna edit this, or I'm gonna make sure the audio works when I'm done eating, and I know it's gonna be weird because I remember how I used to look in videos and now it's different. I'm looking at myself in the viewfinder now and it's like, who is you? You know, it's weird. I don't know. Alright, peanut butter with the sweet potato. I put a little maple syrup on here too. Huh. Bang him. Bang him. Bang him. Well, since this is kind of a downer vlog, I didn't mean for it to be a downer because I have been feeling good lately. And that's another frustrating thing because physically I've been feeling really good, but then I have these mental fog problems. So it's like my body wants to be like, okay, let's work overtime every day because I do enjoy working. Well, I like being productive and, you know, being at work and doing well. I want to work as much as I can. But my brain is like, nah, I'm going to make you make stupid mistakes all the time. Friggin' MS, man. There's no cure. It only gets worse. And screw Shonda Rhimes for trying to show you anything different about MS. It's a terrible disease that you have it, you struggle with it. Every day of your life, pretty much. Every day now, it's like, I have good days, I have bad days. And then they show this guy on TV that's like, that has MS, that's like good days only, and friggin' can play the guitar because he magically cured his symptom, his terrible symptom that would ruin someone else's life. Anybody else with MS who played the guitar, who had hand tremors, guess what? They have to find a new career. And that's the reality of MS. It's not all magic cures and I don't know, ribbons and walks and hope and like fucking no, there's very little hope with MS. It's just the way it is. I mean, I'm like depressing myself to death, but seriously. Alright. I'm almost done. I want to know if this audio works. So I'm gonna stop.